NASCAR history is filled with champions, Iron Men, and legends forged through longevity. But ever so often, a driver comes along who doesn't need decades to leave a mark. Tim Richmond didn't build a legacy slowly, he ignited it. In just 8 seasons, Tim Richmond became one of the most unforgettable figures the sport has ever known. Born in Ashland, Ohio, Tim Richmond's path to NASCAR was everything but traditional. His foundation was open-wheel racing, not stock cars. He competed in Formula Atlantic and reached the pinnacle of American open-wheel racing with starts in the Indy 500. That background shaped everything about him: his precision, his aggression, and his willingness to race at the edge. When Richmond transitioned to NASCAR in the early 80s, skeptics followed him. Stock car racing was conservative. Drivers were expected to be reserved, methodical, and predictable. Tim Richmond was none of these. He was confident, charismatic, unapologetically different. Richmond made his NASCAR Cup Series debut in 1980, and it didn't take long for people to notice the raw speed. He wasn't polished, he wasn't consistent yet, but he was fearless. By 1982, driving for Raymond Beadle's Blue Max Racing, Richmond earned his first Cup Series victory at Riverside, immediately validating his road course reputation. Throughout the early 1980s, Richmond flashed brilliance while fighting inconsistency and equipment limitations. He won races, he wrecked cars, he frustrated crew chiefs. But when things aligned, few drivers could match him. He didn't search for speed, he created it. That alignment came in 1986 when Richmond joined Hendrick Motorsports to drive the number 25 Folgers Coffee Chevrolet, paired with legendary crew chief Harry Hyde. The pairing was explosive, and not always in a good way. Hyde was disciplined. Richmond raced on instinct and emotion. The 1986 season became the defining chapter of Tim Richmond's career. He won 7 races, the most of any driver that year, across nearly every track type NASCAR offered. He swept both Pocono races, including a legendary comeback win from a lap down. He dominated Riverside, relying on his open-wheel routes. He captured the Firecracker 400 at Daytona, winning on one of NASCAR's biggest stages, and he conquered Darlington, one of the sport's most demanding, prestigious races. More than the wins, it was the style. Richmond raced to win, every lap, every restart. His rivalry with Dale Earnhardt became one of NASCAR's most compelling contrasts. Earnhardt was cold, intimidating, and calculated. Richmond was flamboyant, fearless, and emotional. Together they turned races into events. By season's end, Richmond finished third in the championship standings, with mechanical failures and bad luck standing between him and a title run many believed was inevitable. Tim only raced in 8 races in 1987 due to an illness, but he won 2 of those races. He won his return race at Pocono and the following race at Riverside. That year, with 8 starts, he finished in the top 10 4 times. Tim Richmond resigned from Hendrick Motorsports in 1987. In early 1988, Richmond attempted a comeback. During the process, he failed a substance abuse test, later determined to be linked to an over-the-counter medication used to treat his illness, or possibly a falsified test result. That conflict eventually ended his NASCAR career. He would never race in NASCAR again. Tim Richmond passed away on August 13, 1989 at age 34. Across 8 NASCAR Cup seasons, Richmond made 185 starts and won 13 races. Nearly half of those victories came in one unforgettable season. He proved that NASCAR drivers could have personality, that fearlessness could be celebrated, that racing could be emotional, dramatic, and electric. Tim Richmond didn't have time to build a dynasty. He didn't chase longevity. He burned bright and changed the sport while doing it. Not every legend lasts forever. Some last just long enough to be unforgettable. Tim Richmond was one of those.
Bob, one of the things that race drivers like to do in the rain delay is pretend that they're TV commentators. And Tim Richmond has really gone one step further. He has members of his crew all over this racetrack, and they've been playing our parts throughout this rain delay. Tim, we understand you're all hooked up on the radio. Do you want to introduce your crew?
Well, I wouldn't mind doing that. We, for some reason, got started. Everybody just left their radios and headgear on. I took my helmet off, and one of the guys gave me theirs, and we just been sitting here actually pretending like radio personalities, talking about the weather, going back from reports, and having interviews up and down the pit road. And right now, I'd like to go with my radio to our Turn 4 location with Larry Newber, who's a TV personality. Let's turn around here. Larry Newber, do you have a weather report down in Turn 4 for us? He's down in these locations there. Could you come out and check it out for us, please?
Yes, Tim, this is Larry Newbern here, and I'm here, and it is raining. I'm telling you, I'm glad to be here with ESPN, and the rain is coming down. But right. I hope we can get this race in. We have men stationed all over the track, and it's really wet, but the clouds are blowing away, and I think we may be able to get this race in. It's really raining.
Thank you very much, Larry. And now we're going to go over to our in-car reporter, Bob Jenkins, over here inside our car. Can we turn over here and take a look? Go ahead and get a shot of the car. Okay, could you give us a report there, Bob Jenkins, inside the car? Could you raise your flap, please?
Everything is dry and okay in here. Back to you now.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Jenkins. This is what kind of fun we've been having while the rain's going on here, and I'm getting wet. And how about you? What's your report here?
Tim Richmond, this is Benny Parsons. Do you hear me?
Yes, sir, Benny. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Well, you know, if they start this race, there's no way in the world you're going to be able to race, is there? You're having too much fun.
This might be dead by the time we get this race started. But we might go plug them in now and recharge them, I hope.
Well, that's the story from down here.